All right, Sistas fans, this is from a TV Line article, which was an interview with Devale, Ellis, aka Zach from Sistas. And he talks about the brief moment that Zatima broke up and previews a sweet makeup and more. So it looks like this is some kind of hint at what we should expect in tonight's episode of Sistas. So, as always, I will leave a link to the article in the comment section below. So, if you're like, I can't take this guy's voice, I just want to read the source material, go down to the comment section. I'm going to leave a comment pinned to the top of the comment section with a link to the article. But before moving forward, make sure you hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Also hit subscribe, but thank you all so much. December 1st, I woke up this morning and we hit 190,000 subscribers. We have done it and we have moved past it. So let's keep moving forward as we get closer to 200,000 subscribers on this channel. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And I have a lot of videos to get done over the next several days. I mean, look, the rest of 2021 is pretty booked. All these shows to review. So in order to not miss out whenever I post content or when I go live, make sure you hit that bell icon and select all so you know when things are posted to the channel. So let's jump into this article. Now, things got a little frightening for Zatima lovers on Sistas last week, with Zach overhearing Fatima in a prank recording and thought she was really using him and gassing up his head. The two had a back and forth and briefly broke up, but by the end of the episode, Fatima was able to connect the dots and realize why Zach was lashing out, aka thanks to Drunken Andy. I told you, Fatima, you need to check your sources. Zach ain't tripping. Karen and him aren't even back together. Let me go find Robin. Okay, so she rushed to his side to make things right. Devale actually says he was just as relieved as the fans. Zatima represents the dream of finding love in the most awkward places. Zach was in chain breakers at the time when he was just trying to build himself up, and he met a woman who was willing to accept him as he is and help him grow. I'm actually surprised in the article is not brought up how they actually met, which was Fatima hitting him in the parking lot on his bike. He also adds that Zach wasn't his best when he was with Karen because certain people have a knack for bringing out the best in us while others don't. Because Fatima challenges Zach to do and be better, he wants to rise to the occasion. I love that line. Zach is trying his hardest to be all he can be for this woman, and fans are responding to that. It doesn't mean Zach is a saint and that he always did right by Karen. Folks, remember that Devale said it himself. It means Zach and Fatima have a different kind of love. People who are out here looking for love can appreciate that because they also want someone to build with and someone who will love and accept them as they really are. That's something all of us want. Now, moving into tonight's episode, he teases that Sistas fans are going to love this week's installment at 9 p.m. Twitter is going to go crazy. You're going to see Zatima at their most vulnerable moment. People are going to be like, wow. So guys, definitely trust and believe. I will be watching live and tweeting live. That's why I always say follow me on social media. Go down to that description box. You'll find my Twitter there. On top of that, Zach is a millionaire now, and that development promises to spice things up as well. Also, I really like this one. There are a couple of paragraphs I want to read, and this is about how Tyler Perry wanted to depict black men. Devale goes on to say, Tyler told me he wanted Zach to be a different representation of black men who have dealt with having a criminal record. Basically, most of the time when we see that, black men either get caught up in crime again or they gotta struggle. But Tyler wanted Zach to be prosperous and prove that his mind works when he gets an opportunity. And I am so grateful he allowed me to play that role. I am so happy for that as well, because when he first got money, you know, Pam, Danny, a bunch of other people assumed he had gone back to crime. Hell, if I'm not mistaken, after he got the Chainbreaker truck and was driving Danny to work, he was like, I don't want to be in that truck with you. Who do I how do I know you didn't get this from somewhere you shouldn't have got it? How do I know you ain't slinging drugs again and we get arrested? No, Danny, it's legit. Don't worry, it's legit. And I just love the fact that Tyler's depicting him in that way. Now, don't get me wrong. I can understand why some Karen fans might hate the fact that, well, yeah, Tyler has Zach winning and all this stuff, but he wasn't a saint. But I'm loving the fact that in this article, he acknowledges that, yeah, Zach wasn't a saint. He wasn't the best lover he could have been to Karen. But at the same time, what works for one person doesn't work for another. Him and Karen just weren't going to work. But Zatima stepped in, and now Zach is actually being built up. So it's not about right or wrong. It's the fact that different blokes for different folks. All right. So let's see. Tyler also gives him the ability to improvise when and where he can. Okay, you're going to love this part. For instance, when Zach learned he was rich, he looked in his pants to see if certain parts of his anatomy had grown the way his bank account had. Sadly, it wasn't. That line was all his. I love when Tyler gives me a little leeway to add comedy and levity to my performance, Ellis says with a chuckle. That was definitely a Devale line. This part you need to listen up to. As for saying I love you and other romantic developments, he urges fans to be a little more patient. This isn't a fairy tale. There's no real relationship in life that goes the way Disney has it planned. So there will be trials and tribulations, but as long as Zach and Zatima keep communicating, I've been saying that. Didn't I do that video the other day about how communication is their biggest obstacle to overcome? Okay, so as long as Zach and Zatima keep communicating, being honest and trusting each other, they're going to make it. I loved it. I loved it. And at the very end, article says, are you rooting for Zatima? Or are you secretly hoping for a Zach and Karen reunion? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This goes into the freaking spinoff. Like, it wouldn't be a great spinoff if there wasn't ups and downs. Like he said, this isn't a Disney film where everything is resolved in the course of like 90 to 120 minutes. They have to work it out. There would be no spinoff show if they had a solid relationship. The same could be said about Sisters in general. If Andy, Danny, Karen, and Sabrina all had true love and no issues, then there wouldn't be a show. It's like nobody wants to see a picture perfect love story for 5 seasons. You got to have ups and downs. And well, in Sisters, you need to kind of spice things up to keep people's attention. But in Zatima, the spinoff, you have all these characters from Zach and Fatima's lives who will either bring up their past or, reopen old wounds and have to make them work together in order to overcome the obstacles. So overall, this was a great article. So yeah, I'm probably going to take a nap today. That way I am well rested to see what's happening in the show tonight. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As I said before, a link to the article will be in the comments so you can read it for yourself if you would like. So if you want to donate to the channel, assuming you have maybe a couple bucks after Black Friday, feel free to send it my way on PayPal or Cash App. It is not mandatory but appreciated, but at the very least your viewing of this video helps out in more ways than you can imagine. I'll catch you later.